Today let's look at how to identify the elements in a table view. Basically, table view contains a list rows and sections. So table view is a single column view which basically has sections within it, and then rows are below sections. As you can look in the example here, so liquid is a section heading, and then it has different rows below that. So in order to identify this element or the second element mercury, first I need to reference to the section and then reference to the row. Let's look at a command where we use these sections and rows to identify the actual text. So I have started my Calabash console, and then now I have the application which has table view. So if I type in the command like this, so I got some results. Let me get the text value out of it. My row value is 0 and section value is 0. So when I've set the row value and section value to 0, I'm basically looking at the first row which is present in the first section. So this query means look at the table view cell when the index path of that should have row as 0 and section as 0, and then find the labels below that. If I want to look at the third element, say India and Delhi, I put row equal to 2, and then run the same query. Okay. So if I want to list out the text values which are present within the table view cells, you can do this as well. Do a query table view cell, then you'll get 6 elements. Then 6 elements, so which basically map onto these 6 elements which we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you want only the first element, say index 0, and then if I want to look at the text values below that, put in label, then filter out. Same thing for the second one. So we can either specify the index path value and then specify the row and section in order to identify the element, or we can identify the table view cells and mention the index of them. These are two ways of getting the values which are present in a particular section. And then if I want to scroll down the table, use this command which will scroll you one view down. So basically we will be at the end of Dublin now. Sorry, okay, it's only to Delhi, India. So it's quite random, but it's I don't know the exact scrolling length for this, but usually it will scroll one view down. Okay. So I want to scroll to a particular row. I can use this method. So I would prefer to use this approach first. When this approach also works fine when you have one section and one row. And if it's a very pretty simple table with not many complications, with like too many rows within sections and then different other UI components, then you can use this query as well. Say if you want to scroll through all the cells present in this table, use scroll to cell method. So by default, scroll to cell will take you to the first element of the table. Scroll up, and then press scroll to cell. So I'll be in the first element. And if I want to go to a particular element, then I should mention the row and section value for that. I'll put row as 0 and then section as 0. Let me scroll down a little and then put the row and section value. So, okay, so if I want to scroll to the 6th row, that's also fine. And if I want to scroll through each cell, use this method. It will basically scroll through each cell of the table. That was quick. So if you want to see it visually, properly, then put a sleep. So it was quick as well. And next, if you want to get the values of each of these rows and sections, because we are scrolling to each cell of the section and we also know the row and section value, it's just a matter of sending them into the query. So copy this query, increase this timeout period, introduce the sleep value, and then okay, you should have query values here, and we'll get only the text values out of the query. Okay, we didn't get any output because we didn't print anything. Let's try printing something. As you can see, this little snippet of code is scrolling to each cell in the table and then printing out the values, basically the text values. So we can store these text values into a array or hash array and then use them for any other for clicking or verifying the text or something else. Okay, so with this you should be able to scroll to a particular row in the table view, or click on a particular element of the table view, or also identify the value or extract the value of a particular element in the table view. So I hope this will be pretty useful.